get that steady paycheck and to have, something on their
Safety
resume
net.
that, I mean, you get a lot of benefits just from being in the military. And I think that all aspects of the military, whether you're sitting behind a desk or you're, standing at a post and checking driver's licenses or whatever the case may be, there's cause and reason for everybody. And there's a need for all of that.
Absolutely.
But I think, I mean, knowing you and who you are, I mean, you trained with us in martial arts and things like that since you were a kid, and and fought a little bit, and that's who you are. I don't think everybody comes into the military with the mentality, I gotta fucking kill somebody.
No, we need. And
so
there's a lot of good people who serve, like corpsmen. Corpsmen, those are they're medical responders. Greatest dudes ever met. You could trust they will literally go into any situation to make sure you're okay. And they didn't join to kill people. They joined to do the opposite, to heal people. And we need people like that.
Well, and I think that's true in any walk of life. You need different types of people to,
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
But I have a question for you. Do you think that it takes a certain type of person and only a certain type of person to be a Marine?
No, not at all.
No. So you think anyone could come in and...
Well, the whole point of boot camp is you don't join the Marines, you become a Marine.
Ah, okay.
There were all kinds of different people that I went with. Some of them were cool, some of them were tough, some of them were weak, and throughout the course of boot camp, you see some of the ones who are strong at first break down and be weak, and you see some of the dudes who are weak and soft, end up being some of the coolest, most motivated dudes. So it's everyone goes into it and they just react to the situations that they get put in. But I think any type of person can go. You just have to want it.
Right.
How many people did you see actually break?
Maybe in boot camp, maybe only 2 or 3. There were people who'd be crying, like actually break down and get emotional. I saw more people when I got to the fleet. Actually, I think it's because everyone has these these ideals that they think it sucks in boot camp. Oh, it'll get better in ITB, and then it sucks at ITB. It'll get better in the fleet. And they realize that that's just life, and things are hard, and they can't put up with it, so they break and threaten that they're going to commit suicide or whatever, and they get out of the Marine Corps.
Well, what about you? You're talking about people breaking and different kind of personalities. You have the weak, the strong, and sometimes it flip flops.
Yeah,
during that process. Where were you at? What kind of person were you when you were?
In boot camp, I never really had a hard time with it, just because it was hard and it was difficult. But I kind of knew what to expect already, having my brother go through it. And I think what's hard about the boot camp is the mind games. People get freaked out because they've never had someone yell at them before. They've never had someone be aggressively intimidating them before, or telling them what to do and doing stuff like that. But having big people yell at me is not anything new in my life, so I was pretty okay then. Definitely since I've joined the fleet or at ITB, there were times where I would start feeling I'd be having a little bitch party for myself, and I'd be I hurt, or this hurts, or I don't want to do this. But that's when you start to learn to count on your boys, and they have your back, and they'll kind of pull your weight for a little bit till you get your mind right. So
a lot of that's missing home too.
Yeah, no, honestly, being the hardest part of boot camp. I tell everyone this: the hardest part of boot camp was not talking to your family for 3 months.
Yeah, that's got to be brutal, man.
Yeah, that's the only hard part. Yeah,
and that's why a lot of you guys that's why you have a brotherhood there is because
Absolutely.
You turn to each other as family.
That's why everyone gets so close. Yeah, the hardest part of enlisting is just not being home.
Yeah. Have you made a shit ton of friends? A lot of new brothers and.
No, it's just a really small group. You just learn to have this small group of guys that, because no one really hangs out with other units. I'm in Fox Company, and I would never go to Easy or Golf and just hang out with their dudes. I would never do that.
Really, it's pretty segregated.
Yeah, and it's not like there's any official rules there. That's just not what people do. And I'm in weapons platoon, and I would never. I mean, I have some friends who are 11s, but I don't even hang out with them. I hang out with weapons platoons guys because I'm in weapons platoon. So I got dudes in my peer group, and it's the same 10, 15 of us that hang out 24/7. We eat together, and we sleep in the same rooms, and chill together and get drunk together, and literally everything we do is just that same small group of guys.
Get drunk together. So is your conversation just always, I'm going to blow shit up, I'm ready to blow shit up?
No, actually what's funny is no one talks about anything like that outside of work. Because when we're at work, that's all we do, and it's cool, oh yeah, I get to blow shit up. Or, the machine gunners are oh yeah, it's cool, I got to shoot all this, whatever. when we get off work, no one wants to talk about it because that's all we did for, you know, like 7 days straight. Mm-hmm. So everyone's just like, let's not think about work.
Much like real life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think, because I know you said everybody's kind of like buzzing and like, oh man, I can't, you know, I want something, let's go get it, let's go do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, those of you who haven't been to war, how do you think, what do I try to say here? How do you think you're going to feel after? I mean, that's just no way to really know.
Yeah,
but,
of people,
you know what I mean?
On the people on my base, there's a very few, like in my unit, there's very few people who have actually been in combat.
Right.
Things have died down considerably, and it's just been a select few individuals, especially it's been more higher tier, like special forces, who have been out there doing stuff. So most of my unit, even the guys who are almost getting out, a lot of them have never seen combat.
Right.
So that buzz, I think a lot of that has to do with everyone's unsure of what to expect. So I don't know. I mean, I've never been through a situation like that in my life. I've been through difficult situations, and I know how I acted in those. So I would hope that I would be okay and I would handle things pretty well. But it's just going to depend on. I mean, there are so many different ranges of in the past, 20 years there have been full invasions through cities, and then there have also been these little firefights with ISIS or whatever. So I mean, it varies, and I have no idea what type of confrontation we'll see next. So.
Well, you're coming up on something here pretty soon, right? You're getting ready to be shipped out, but you don't have specific orders for where you're going, but you've heard Syria.
Well, everyone's hoping for Syria or Afghanistan, and that's where there's been a lot of issues lately. But no one really knows. They can change where we're going like the week before we go, so it's a lot of speculation. But yeah, I mean, we would all hope to get sent somewhere where there's actually something to do.
Is there a lot of motivation with the stuff that's recently going on in the news? I mean, we just had the car bombing. I don't know if you saw that, Mike.
I haven't seen. I didn't watch the news this morning. Did it just? Well,
this was a day or two ago. A car bomb went off and blew up. It's sad to say. I'm smiling as I say it because I'm like excited for him.
Where was this at?
Go. Syria.
In Syria. Okay.
Yeah, blew up and killed 72 kids.
Oh my God! You gotta be kidding me.
No. So part of me is like, I'm excited that we're going to be getting involved and going over there because we have a president that not everybody agrees with. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for the other one. I didn't really give a shit because they just pissed me off all the way around. But he's getting shit done, and now he's going to be putting all these people in Syria, our troops. And like you say, I mean, you guys are going to get some. I mean, it's going to get get crazy really fast.
Can I read something to y'all? It actually was a random message that I got today from a soldier that's been to war. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to ask fucking permission. Fuck y'all.
We're waiting.
Because, I mean, I get it. What needs to be done needs to be done. And thank God for the people who, like you, who are willing to go over there and do it. But I guess maybe it's because I'm a woman and I'm soft. I don't know. But it scares the fuck out of me. You're somebody's boy, I mean, I have a son.
You're my boy, Blue.
I mean, I knew I was going to do this. All right, I'm not going to fucking cry like a little bitch. I'm just going to...
Yeah, you are. You're going to do it.
I'm going to cry. Like
You're going to fucking cry.
You're already doing it.
I am.
I'm going to laugh at you.
And then I'll fucking punch you in the face.
I'm pointing my finger.
You're only allowed to use one. Remember? Typewriter, don't be pervs. Anyway,
yeah, see, there was some confusion there.
Shh, this is important. Okay. I was Sergeant Bixler, active duty Army infantry, going special forces stationed in Hawaii. We went to Iraq in 2003, and I was blown up 3 times and shot once. The last IED took me out. I died, but they brought me back to life. I was in a coma May 4th through July 3rd and in the hospital for 1 year and 7 months. They shipped me to Hawaii hospital, back to another hospital in Hawaii, Oklahoma, Florida, Virginia, Arkansas, back to Oklahoma hospitals. So there's the kind of the other side of things, like I told you, my close friend who wants to re-enlist. That kind of stuff scares the shit out of me because this is the kind of stuff that happens to y'all,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I know it's needed. I know we need y'all. And thank God for y'all. My kids can go to school this morning without having to worry about being hit by a bomb like the kids over there in Syria do. But it touches me and it scares me that this is what can happen,
I think the type of people who enlist into the infantry more often than not, are not the type of people who worry about what's going to happen to them. I think more often than not, they're the type of people who
Everybody
think about
else.
what they're going to do to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
And I agree with that. I believe there is that mentality among some of the guys that join infantry. But man, when you see this shit happen, when you've got a 9-year-old boy that's wearing a suicide vest that's running towards you, and you have no choice but to shoot this kid in the head or die, or to save you and your brethren that are behind you. I mean, that's gonna fuck with you.
Oh, absolutely.
That's gotta fuck. I mean, just watching those videos of what happened, in Syria with the chemical attack,
Absolutely.
fucked me up.
Oh, man.
I mean, looking at
can't
those
watch
kids,
it. I won't.
it does something to me.
Absolutely.
And it does. It brings tears to my eyes. It makes me pissed off all at the same time. But it being out there, and I know you guys have to be hardened, and you gotta go out there with the mentality of, fucking kill or be killed, kill them all, let God sort them out, fucking whatever. You got to go out there with that mentality, but you also have to be prepared somehow. Aside from just the conditioning to go out there and be a hard ass, you gotta. I mean, because I know you. I know your mother. I know your father. I know your brothers. I know your family. You guys aren't like.
No, I mean everyone. A lot of people like have this reputation from the Marine Corps that we're like a bunch of Neanderthals and we just sit there and like grunt, and grunt at each other all the time.
I don't believe that. I don't
believe that either.
We talk. I mean, we sit there and like I got buddies who have like kids or wives, and like we talk and like, hey, are you worried that you might not see your wife again or shit like that? So like, yeah, we talk. We all think about it. It's just not something that we like choose to dwell on, especially in the work area.
Yeah, you can't project it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll have a conversation, whatever. But I think thoughts like that, they can be cancerous if you hold on to them. So everyone tries to let go of them. It's
especially in that situation.
Yeah,
there's a time and place for it.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're it's on the weekend and you wanna, it's 1 a.m. and you wanna have a talk with your buddy about something you're worried about. Cool. But like during the work day or during the work week, like no one wants to hear that because we need to be motivated and progressive and working hard, not like getting scared and butthurt about things going on.
Yeah.
I could just imagine the caveman status and your guys' way of communicating to each other. Could you imagine being in the bunks? And they know exactly what you just said. Like, get me a Coke, bro. Like,
that's pretty much what I sound like when I'm sleeping anyway.
Or it'd be like that movie Aloha, where the fighter pilot guy, one of the main characters, he just looks at you. He doesn't say shit. He just looks at you, and they like hug it out, and they realize they're like talking to each other, telepathically. But
yeah, seriously, somewhere like that.
I'm about to take a shit.
So I know you've only been in for a year, which right. I'm not minimalizing that at all.
Yeah.
You've been in for a year. You've had an opportunity to just kind of see what training's like, what's going on. You've been fully informed on what possibilities are coming up,
right.
What could potentially happen, where you could be going, and what you might have to do, and what others are going to fucking try to do to you.
Right.
So what I want from you, and take a second if you need to, but I want you to talk. Not to me, not to the people in this room. I want you to talk to the people that are out there burning flags, that are out there talking about how the United States is a pile of shit country, how, you guys are just animals and beasts and whatever. You guys are out there laying your lives on the line for this country and for these people to have the freedom of speech to say whatever the fuck they want. And in my opinion, that's not something that I think they should have the freedom to do. I know there's the First Amendment, and I know that it's the freedom of protest and whatever, peaceful protest and all that shit. It's not peaceful anymore. They're not doing it peacefully.
It's not even. It's not a given thing. I don't think anymore. It shouldn't be.
No.
Where you can go out and fucking do that and you're basically walking by every soldier, walking by everybody that's ever done anything for this country, and kicking them straight in the dick.
Yeah.
Sit in your safe space and shut the fuck up, okay?
Well, it's not even. It's not even to me. It's not even just our military that you're insulting. You're insulting the dads that wake up every morning and go out and work hard to provide for that are contributing to this economy and what's making this country roll. And
single moms,
right?
I was about to throw that out there.
I mean, everybody who gets up and takes care of somebody who's not living off of fucking welfare, and I don't give a fuck if you're insulted or not. If you're living off of welfare and you're not even trying, because you got excuses. I don't have time. I got too many kids. Well, that's your fucking fault. You know what I mean?
You're living easy. I mean, you don't fucking deserve it.
I can understand if you're out there working and you have a job and it's not quite sufficient enough to pay for your cost of living because you have so many kids, so you need to be on some food stamps and it's adjusted toward your income. But when you're just sitting at home doing shit, no, don't get me started on this. Okay.